Hello. This is a video about my bindings and hardware for heli flight and how I practice. Getting right into it, I find the editor to be the easiest, quickest method with the least downtime. I use Stratus often because it loads up on a restart if I crash much more quickly. So pick anywhere, give yourself a helicopter, put it in the air, higher than the trees, and if you feel like it, give yourself a random spawn. Anywhere that isn't water is what that'll do. My key bindings for my keyboard, A and D are yaw, that's the twisting, and W and S are my collective up and down, and my cyclic is my mouse, so that would be the pitch and the rolling. My mouse buttons, I have a whole bunch of them, which is great. It means I don't have to move my hands around at all. I have flares on middle button, for example, and push to talk, TeamSpeak, and I turn my, there we go, turn my TrackIR off and on, and third person. If I have the option, I will land third person because you can fly like a jerk and still know where the horizon and the ground is, which isn't possible with first person. First person is great, but it's more difficult. It's, well, I mean, it's manly and it's fun, and there are servers that don't allow you to use third person, so it's good to know. Everything else I think is better, easier with first person. Here, for example, an aggressive takeoff. I got bad guys down that slope in front of me. I just dropped off my guys, and I want to get out of here. I can see where things are with my TrackIR and get the hell out. A lot easier than with third person because you can't quite tell where the ground is, especially if you're looking down. Low flying, you can get nice and close to the trees and to the hills. And if you get into trouble, I have hard pitch up bound to my E key, which is also useful for turns like I just made there. The idea is that when you realize that you're in trouble, you can press the button and it pops you up over things. It works a lot. It helps you to be able to practice harder. When you're learning to fly low, the fastest way to do it is by smacking into the ground a lot and repeatedly. And yeah, learning when you can bounce, and also just plain crashing like I'm going to do here. Oh god! This is one of the times when it's really nice to have an SSD card, because before I'm even finished saying this sentence, I'm already back in the helicopter and flying around. It's great. Means that you can just get out there and crash again. Before I forget, my setup for my TrackIR, I don't have a dead zone. Just feels more natural while flying. I don't have the forward and backward zoom, and I have about, the sensitivity is from that back opening to that one is maybe 4 or 5 inches. I don't use pedals. I tried them. I found them too clunky. I only tried them for a couple of hours though, so for what it's worth. When we take all those things that we just did, the low flying, the landing, and the aggressive takeoffs, we have a good cumulative exercise that we can put together landing zone to landing zone. So if I give myself a close one for the sake of this video, I would normally put it at least 1.5 kilometers away, or about that far, so that I can get up to full speed and have to think about when it's time to slow down. And then if maybe when I'm on the ground, or maybe to practice when I'm in the air, I open the map up and set the next one, and just keep on doing that. And I try to pick places that make sense, and I try to, once I get to that landing zone, assess it and figure out where exactly I should be landing. I try to imagine dropping people off, and also being shot at from just over a hill or just beyond a building. Something else that is really fun to practice, if not frustrating at times, is getting good at the small maneuvers. Knowing where your rotor is, knowing where the body is of your helicopter, knowing how to make a turn. That was yaw to start, by the way, and then roll. And keeping your speed in check, keeping your height at the same, especially in cities that are undulating, is it's a lot of work, but I believe that's the mark of a good pilot. And landing fast is fun. I'm going to do the last two things that I do for practice is blowing stuff up. I'm going to make this nice and easy. Get rid of the randomizing, put a group down, make it an enemy, make it easy to kill, truck so I can fire crap at it. A truck, the HMG can't blow me up in the sky in 2 seconds like some of them can. I'm also going to give myself flares, not for these guys, but for the next one. And I'll have to, when I get in there, switch over the controls for the gunning to me. Manual fire. I can use this to fire, or because I have TrackIR, I don't know where I'm going to be shooting. Somewhere around the middle, right? But if I turn it off, then I get, there's my crosshair, the circle there. Time to go and kill these guys, and it's nice that I know exactly where they are. The idea of this is that I would put a bunch of them around the map, and maybe stick a little flag on them that I'd be able to see on my map while I'm in the editor, or just throw them everywhere, and when I find them, blow them up. Good enough. It just provides me some cast training, some cast practice, close air support. The other one, which is awfully important for transport, would be set up similar thing, infantry and air defense team. These guys are jerks. This is why I needed the flares. Hopefully they're going to actually fire at me. I won't fire at them. I'm practicing the timing of using my flares, and if I sprinkle them throughout the map, I can also practice evasive maneuvers. If I see that it's been fired from a long way and there's a hill I can hide behind, then great. Where are they? They don't feel like shooting at me. But I'm just going to pop some flares anyways. Oh, there we go. I think that's a lock-on, but they're not. There's the missile. See those M's? And I just was spamming flare and it didn't work, which happens. So that's my hardware. Those are my bindings. That's how I practice, and that's it.